Hello viewers, hope you all are fine. So this is Dr. Sudha. Welcome you all to this new video of your AECC 1 Environment Study and Disaster Management for all BSc BCom and BA students. And as you all know that this is one compulsory paper for all the first semester students of all the streams. Hence, you have to appear two examinations. One is internal examination, another is your university examinations of total 100 marks. So it will be divided into two parts. One will be of 20 marks and another is of 80 marks. So you have to learn all these 4 units, and today is our fourth class of unit 3, and I have already completed 2 units in almost about 26 to 28 classes, and everything is there stored in the playlist. Okay, different playlists are there. So I have already made 3 playlists for you. One is for unit 1, another is for unit 2, and other important one is on your multiple choice question, means 1 mark question. Okay, 1 mark question, that is fill up the dash and one word answer, question answer. Okay, you can check all in my channel with the help of playlist. Okay, so before going to the discussion about today's class, that is about your institutional arrangements for disaster management, I would definitely would like to request you all to please share this channel, subscribe and like this channel, so that I will be motivated and can bring more updated videos for you. Okay, and for your kind information, my dear viewers, this is a PDF note. Okay, you can also prepare your note from this PDF and can be prepared for your upcoming examination. So from this class, from this PDF, you will get the multiple choice question answer, long question answer, then your 2 mark question answer, 3 mark question answer. So everything is there related to your institutional arrangements for disaster management. So my dear viewers, without any further delay, let us discuss about our today's class. Okay, so let me increase the screen so that it will be clearly visible. Okay, is it all right? Yes. So now look, this is your institutional arrangement. What is that? So before going to discuss about your institutional arrangement, I would definitely like to recall about your what do we mean by disaster. Okay, you have already learned that what do we mean by disaster. So disaster is nothing but a mischief arising from natural or man-made causes. Okay, so we can say disaster occurs due to some mischiefs. Those are arising from natural sources as well as man-made or anthropogenic sources. So result in a serious disruption of the functioning of a society. So due to disaster, there results in a serious disruption. Okay, disruption means serious problems, okay, of a society. Then disaster also cause widespread human, material or environmental losses. Okay, so this disaster affects the environment, your human, so also the materials in a greater loss. Then exceed the ability of the affected society to cope using only its own resources. Okay. Then there is one act known as Disaster Management Act, which was enacted in the year 2005. So this is an act to provide for the effective management of disasters and for matters connected therewith or incidental thereto. Okay, so this act is only for your managing or effective management of your disasters. Then it was enacted by Parliament in the 56th years of the Republic of India, and it was amended in the year 23rd December 2005 exactly. Then what is disaster management? We must know. So disaster management is nothing but it consists of several phases like you see in the picture, that preparedness, then your response, then recovery, mitigation. Okay, so these are the phases. So preparedness means activities prior to a disaster, that is known as preparedness. We should be prepared. Okay, example, preparedness plans, emergency exercises, training, warning systems, all these are coming under your preparedness. That means these are activities prior to happening of a disaster. Response means, what is response? Activities during a disaster, means when disaster is going on, at that time the management aspects are known as response. Okay. For example, public warning systems, emergency operations, search and rescue, all these are coming under your response phase of your disaster management. Then what is recovery? Recovery is the third phase, that is activities following a disaster. Suppose this disaster happened. After that disaster, what management steps the government is taking, that is known as recovery phase. Okay, for example, temporary housing, then claims processing and grants, long-term medical care and counseling, all these are coming under this third phase, that is known as recovery. Okay, then the last phase is your mitigation, the activities that reduces the effects of disasters. Okay, so examples are building codes and zoning, vulnerability analysis, public education, all these are the examples of your mitigation phase. Okay, so now look to the disaster management functions. So disaster assessment and monitoring, mitigation plans and preparedness, information and communication, financing, stakeholders participation and coordination. Then at last but not the least, your most important sector is your relief. Okay, relief and emergency management. That takes place after the disaster. Okay, so these are the function of the disaster management. Next, come to the institutional framework, which is the today's topic of our discussion. Okay, so institutional frameworks are in 4 levels. One is national level, state level, district level, and at local level. Okay, so in national level, the overall coordination of disaster management based with the Ministry of Home Affairs. Okay, so as you know, there are different ministries. Okay, for example, Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, which takes the decision regarding the environment and climate. Then Ministry of Road and Transport. Okay, then Ministry of Home Affairs. Okay, so this is a management based with the Ministry of Home Affairs. So the Cabinet Committee on Security and the National Crisis Management Committee, these are the committees constructed under your Indian government. Okay, that they are the key committees involved in the top level decision making with regard to disaster management. Okay, so the important questions are here, that name 2 committees which are very much responsible for the disaster management. One is your Ministry of Home Affairs, another is your National Crisis Management Committee. Okay, so the NDMA means National Disaster Management Authority, is the lead agency responsible for the preparation of disaster management plans and the execution at the national level. These are all important chapters and this will definitely come in your examination. There is no doubt. Okay. So, state government will be carrying out disaster management with the central government playing a supporting role. The central agencies will participate only on the request from the state government. Within each state, there is a separate institutional framework for disaster management at the state level. So now we will look the disaster management institutional arrangements in all these levels, all these 4 levels. Okay, so here you see there are 4 levels of disaster management. One is national level, state level, district level, local level. So in your national level, first important is your National Disaster Management Authority, that is abbreviated as NDMA. It is constituted under the section 3 of your Disaster Management Act, enacted in the year 2005. Then second national level body responsible for disaster management is your National Executive Committee. It is constructed under the section 8 of your Disaster Management Act. Disaster Act. Okay. And last national level is your Advisory Committee. This is constructed as per your section 7 of this Disaster Management Act. Okay. Then in state level you see here there are some important organization like your State Disaster Management Authority, that is abbreviated as SDMA. It is constructed under section 14. Okay. So remember all these important short questions, that it is constructed under section 14 of your Act, Disaster Management Act. Then second one is State Executive Committee, that is constructed under section 20, and State Advisory Committee, which is constructed under section 17 of this Disaster Management Act. Next come to National Disaster Management Authority. So these are important points. Who is the chairman of National Disaster Management Authority? So our Prime Minister is the chairman of this National Disaster Management Authority. There are 9 members nominated by the chairman. Means Prime Minister will nominate 9 members. Okay. Then one of the members nominated as vice chairman. Then policy formulation, plan and guideline for disaster management, timely and effective response. This is the construction of your National Disaster Management Authority. Then what are its function? Let us see. So some important function of this National Authority are to lay down policies on disaster management. Then approve the national plan. Then approve plans made by ministries and department of Government of India. Then make guidelines for state authorities. Then make guidelines for departments and ministries. Then coordinate enforcement and implementation of the policy and plan it is. Then recommended provision of funds for mitigation and provide support to other countries also. Then capacity building and make policy for National Institute for Disaster Management. Okay. Next come to National Executive Committee. So Government of India will constitute the National Executive Committee to assist the National Disaster Management Authority. Okay. So who will constitute? Government of India. Okay. So Secretary, Ministry of Home Affairs, okay, will be the ex officio chairman. Then Secretaries of Agriculture, Atomic Energy, Drinking Water, Defense, Environment and Forest, Finance, Health, Power, Rural Development, Space, Urban Development, Water Resources, Chief of the Integrated Defense Staff, Telecommunication, they all will be the ex officio chairman. Okay. Then chairman can invite any officer of Government of India for taking part in the meeting. Then Government of India will prescribe the powers and functions of the National Executive Committee. And National Executive Committee can constitute one or more subcommittees. And member of the NEC will be the chairman of the subcommittee. And provision of allowance for experts of the subcommittee. Okay. Then next function of National Executive Committee. act as coordinating and monitoring body, then prepare national plan, implement the national policy, guidelines for your departments of Government of India, then technical assistant to state government for preparing their disaster management plans, then implement national plan and plans of ministerial of Government of India, then integrating preventive and mitigating measures in the development plan of ministries. Okay, then there are some other functions you may read out by pausing the video. I will not discuss more because if I will discuss more, the video will be very lengthy. Okay, so you just go through this PDF notes. So these are another function, other functions. So you can go through this in PDF note. Okay. So then your national plan, standards of relief, guidelines of minimum standards of relief, minimum requirements to be provided in the relief camps, special provision for widows and orphans. Okay. Then there are financial aspects by central government. Those are National Disaster Response Fund, National Disaster Mitigation Fund. Okay, so these are the financial aspects made by the central government. So your now come to state level. We have completed the national level disaster management organization. Now come to state level. So there are different state level organization like State Disaster Management Authority, that is known as SDMA, then State Executive Committee and State Advisory Committee. So SDMA, that state government will constitute a SDMA, who will constitute state government. Okay, and Chief Minister is the chairperson. In that NDMA, your Prime Minister, here in SDMA, your Chief Minister. Chief Minister is the chairperson. Okay. Then along with the chairperson, 8 other members to be nominated by the chairpersons. Then chairman of the State Executive Committee is the ex officio member and Chief Executive Officer. Then chairman may designate the vice chairman from among the members. Okay. So here are the institutional arrangement for in Odisha for your better understanding. First one is state government, then revenue and disaster management, that is the nodal department, then special relief commissioner cum principal secretary, then he is the disaster management heads, then state disaster management authority, that is SDMA, chaired by chief minister, then state executive committee chaired by chief secretary of the state. It is one important note. Okay, so follow this one. Then state level committee on natural calamities chaired by chief minister with presentation or representation of MPs and MLAs. Okay. Then Odisha State Disaster Management Authority, that is OSDMA. Then Odisha Disaster Rapid Action Force, that is ODRAF, and Fire and Disaster Response Force. Then line departments. These are all the institutional arrangement at state level. Okay. Then State Executive Committee. So the state government shall constitute the State Executive Committee to assist the state authority, and Chief Secretary will be the ex officio chairman of State Executive Committee. There are 4 secretaries of state government will be members ex officio, and the chairperson of State Executive Committee will be using powers delegated by the state authority and state government. Okay. Then come to the functions of State Executive Committee. So what are the important functions of the State Executive Committee? To implement national policy plan and state plan, then examine vulnerability of different parts of the state, then make guidelines for preparation of DM plans by department, then they have to implement disaster management plans made by government departments, state and disaster authorities, then implement guidelines made by state authority, then evaluate preparedness at all government and non-governmental levels. Okay. So here are some other functions. So you may go through this note. I will not elaborate this due to I want to finish this video within few minutes. Otherwise it will be a very lengthy one. Okay, so notes is with you in this YouTube channel. So you can go through at any time. Okay, for making your own note. So State Advisory Committee, State Disaster Management Plan. Okay, District Disaster Management Authority. Here comes your district level organization. So that is DDMA, District Disaster Management Authority. So state government will constitute the district disaster management authority. Okay, the collector will be the chairperson. Okay, so the collector of the district will be the chairperson of the district disaster management authority. Okay, then President Jilla Parishad will be the co-chairperson of the district authority. Then the district authority will consist 7 members, including the chairperson. Okay. Then financial aspect, state government. You have learned about the financial aspect of central government. Now learn the financial aspect by state government. So state disaster response fund, but these are not yet implemented. Okay, here it is written that not implemented. So there are funds but not implemented till yet. The funds are state disaster response fund, district disaster response fund, state disaster mitigation fund, district disaster mitigation fund. Okay, so the state disaster response fund will be available to the state executive committee. The state disaster mitigation fund will be available to state authority. The district disaster response and mitigation funds will be available to district authority, but it is still to implemented. Then institutional arrangement, district level. This is the most important note. Okay, so you follow this one for your institutional arrangement. Important. Okay, so in district level, very important. So in district level, your institutional arrangement in this following order. So from higher to lower, this arrangement is followed from higher to lower. So first is your district disaster management authority, that is DDMA. Then district level committee on natural calamities, chaired by the collector, all MPs, MLAs, then collector and district level officers. Then administrative machinery below district level, then other stakeholders like your Panchayati Raj institutions, corporate and industrial houses, then your volunteers based organizations like NYK. NYK means Nehru Yuva Kendra. Okay. Then NSS, National Service Scheme, which is there in every colleges. Okay. NSS, your NCC, then civil, defense, etc. Okay. These are the voluntary based organizations to help in the disaster management process. Then civil society organizations like your NGOs, CBO, SSG, like Swayam Sahayaka Gostis, SSG group. Okay, self-help groups. Okay, so then come to your disaster management authority. We have already discussed that the chief executive officer of the Jilla Parishad, SP, police, CDMO will be the ex officio member. Two other district officials can be nominated by the state government. Then state government shall appoint an officer not below the rank of ADM as the chief executive officer of district authority. Okay. Then power and functions of district authorities are to prepare district or disaster management plan for the district. Then implement national policy, state policy, national, state and district plans. Then identify vulnerable areas of district. Then ensure guidelines for prevention of disasters are as they give directions to different authorities at district level. Okay. So powers and function of district authorities are lay down guidelines for prevention of disasters. Then monitor implementation of disaster management plans prepared by departments. Then prepare guidelines to be followed by departments. Then review the preparedness and state of capability. Okay. Then organize specialized training programs. Okay. Then coordinate response mechanism during any disaster advise, assist and coordinate the activities of departments, then review development plans, examine the construction in any area in the district. So all these are the powers and functions of district authorities. So PDF note is here in front of you. You can go through this and make your short note. Okay. So here district plans are response protocol, capacity building, then establishment of communication links. Okay. Then encourage involvement of NGOs. Then you provide information to state authority. All these are important powers and functions of your district authorities. Okay. So these are same thing, and control and restrict vehicular traffic. Okay, some important just I am telling you, otherwise here all these things are there. So removal of debris, conduct search, make arrangement for disposal of unclaimed dead bodies after disaster, after if any harm occurs. Okay. So now your local authorities. So we have completed the institutional organization at national level, state level and district level. Now come to the local level. So local authorities. Okay, it is constituted under section 41 of this Disaster Management Act. Okay, so this local authority, they work subject to the direction of the district authority. Ensure its offices and employees are trained for disaster management, and ensure resources are maintained and readily available for use in disaster situation. Okay, then ensure all construction projects under it or within its jurisdiction, then conform to the standards and specification laid down for prevention of disasters by national, state and district authority. Okay, then they have the main function of carry out relief, rehabilitation and reconstruction activity. Reconstruction activities means suppose in a cyclone, the breakage of homes, okay, shelters. So they have the duty to reconstruct the damaged buildings. And next, rehabilitation means suppose some buildings are collapsed and the inhabitants, they need to settle in somewhere till the complete repairment of that building. So that in that case, the particular household, he or she has been relocated to some other safety places. That is known as your rehabilitation. Okay. So local authority may take such other measures as may be necessary for disaster management. Then final aspects, central government, it is already discussed in previous slides. Okay. So this is one important thing, that nodal ministry for management or mitigation of different disasters. For example, we have different kinds of disasters and it is already discussed in the class or lecture 1 in the of unit 3, that is there in my playlist. Okay. So biological disaster, the nodal ministry is Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. Then chemical and industrial disaster, Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Then civil aviation accidents, Ministry of Civil Aviation. Then for cyclone and tornadoes, Ministry of Earth Sciences. Then for tsunami, Ministry of Earth Sciences. Then drought, hailstorm, cold waves, frost, pest attack. For this type of disaster, the ministry responsible is Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. Then for earthquake, Ministry of Earth Sciences. For flood, Ministry of Water Resources. Then forest fire, Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Then landslides, Ministry of Mines. Then your road accident, Ministry of Road Transport and Highways. Then rail accident, Ministry of Railway. Okay. Then urban flood, Ministry of Urban Development. Okay. So these are some ministries responsible for different types of disasters. Okay, so these are the organization and its heads and its functions. Everything is discussed in earlier slides. Okay, before 5 minutes. So this is there in tabulation form. You can go through this from this video. Okay, so this is the end part, that role of organizations in disaster management. There comes the role of national government, role of state government, then role of media, then role of NGOs in plan preparation. Okay, so national government role of government include coordinate with various stakeholders, then facilitate solicitation and management of donated resources and volunteers, then complement with various stakeholders to resolve recovery issues, then provide resource on need basis which are within the capabilities of Government of India as per norms. Okay. Then the state government, what he will do, damage assessment in all the phases of recovery and reconstruction is responsibility of the state or union territory governments. Okay. Then role of media plays a important place during disaster management, preparedness, mitigation, everything. So individually and collectively, people have become enormously prepared on mass communication. Then through news media, people are more aware of disasters. Radio and TV issuing emergency advices and public warnings. Okay. Then people's perceptions, distance from a disaster area often shaped and determined by radio TV broadcasts. Then media plays an important role in improving consciousness of the general population. So during November 2018, your cyclone Gaja, which destroyed coconut trees and crops in the Kaveri region of Tamil Nadu, preventive measures were beamed through all media. Okay, so there is also the role of NGO in building skills of communities to survive disaster, then play critical role in raising awareness among communities, build capacity of communities to initiate relief and rescue immediately, then reduce vulnerability of communities against natural hazards by building their asset base. Okay, so these were all for today's video. I hope you all can understand this video, and if you really understand these things and these are valuable contents, then please like, subscribe and share my channel. Okay, so bye for today, and we will meet in near future with another video with another content of your compulsory paper, that is ACC 1 disaster management, environment study and disaster management. Okay, so till then, bye bye and thank you all. Okay, but don't forget to like, subscribe and share. Okay, so thank you all.